Hello, and good morning, good day, good evening, wherever you are, and a very warm welcome to this briefing delivered to you by GP Strategies. This session will provide you with details about the latest innovations in the SAP SuccessFactors suite and also provide you with recommendations from GP Strategies. If you have any questions related to what we talk about or any concerns, please do reach out to us. We are here to help you. The agenda and purpose for this briefing is as follows. Following a short introduction, we will walk through the key features introduced with the latest release. For each item, we try to provide context for you so you can understand the impact, and we will also provide you our take on the feature. Please remember that not all companies are using all system features, and there can be reasons why a certain feature has been set up the way it has for your company. If you need specific advice on how a feature may be used in your specific solution, please reach out to us. Before we start, and in case you did not know about GP Strategies from before, we want you to know that we're a 4,500 headcount company. We are focused on learning and development and related human resources topics. We have done so for more than 50 years. For SAP SuccessFactors, our team consists of more than 175 specialists covering all SAP SuccessFactors modules. We have SuccessFactors specialists in more than 13 countries throughout Europe, Americas, and the Middle East. Our experience covers single module implementations as well as full suite implementations covering all major regions worldwide, as well as application management, report development, and support services. When we staff our client engagements, we always look for the best combination serving the client interests, and will pull resources from different locations to establish the best team. GP Strategies has a unique history combining deep domain knowledge in the human capital management area and technical competencies. We have been working with SAP SuccessFactors for more than 15 years, and we are recognized by SAP as a partner that delivers on our promise. We have maintained SAP recognized expertise in all SuccessFactors areas, which is a proof that we continue to deliver high quality. We have also been acknowledged by SAP as certified as application management service provider for SAP SuccessFactors. Our partnership with SAP has a Gold Partner status, which is another quality stamp that you can rely on. Our SAP SuccessFactors track history is unmatched and topped with strong project management skills and a dedicated application management and support team. You are in safe hands with us. Now, let's get started with the release briefing.
The update here is adding more versatility to the management and hires screen, giving us a few more columns that we can add in for the onboarding, both onboarding 1 or onboarding 2 sections there. So we now have the ability to also make the requisition ID and the request date visible in that screen there. Previously, if you were in the application process for a social security number while you did your first part of the I-9 application, you would have had to personally visit your employer to verify that social security number once it's gone through the application process. Now, with the new functionality added here, that is no longer needed. Now everything can be handled as part of the re-verification online as part of the onboarding process. So this makes the whole thing much smoother, and it limits the need for traveling. It limits the need for the in-person visits in this regard. So this is an important update for everyone using the employee portal functionality with the Onboarding 1 version. If you are using that actively and you have Flash-based videos on there, you need to redo those videos, or you need to compress them in another way so you get them stored in a different format and then re-upload them to the site. You can still use the employee portal. It's not that. It's just the content that needs to not be Flash-based moving forward, as Flash media will completely be deprecated by the end of 2020 here. So that's really important. Get someone to go through the content that you have on that employee portal and make sure that nothing there is Flash based. If it is, you need to convert it and re-upload it to the portal to ensure that it will be working after the end of 2020. Now we have the ability to utilize business rules for setting the event reasons used in onboarding in the review steps. Previously we had to do this and do it from recruitment and map it in, but that's kind of an unnatural field to add anywhere in recruitment, and now we can avoid that. So that's a big benefit. Also, we have better control to build a business rule where we can differentiate between the different event reasons that we may need, as we may need one for new hires and another one or several other ones for internal transfers and internal hires. This is the addition of the long-awaited compliance block for US and other countries. It's not fully there yet, but we have like a 85–90% implementation now of the compliance forms and the compliance piece in Onboarding 2. The way to add this into the process is simply adding in a compliance step or compliance block into the process variant manager, as you can see in the screenshot below. We still need to have the last piece in, which we expect to be in by next release, so first half release of 2021. Once that's in, we will have the full functionality there with all the forms that we know from Onboarding 1, including I9 E-Verify integration, which is not there at the moment. So that's just important to know that we have only a partial implementation of this now, and the rest will come in the next release. Now that they have added in the compliance bundle into this release of Onboarding 2, they've also added in the option for reporting on the data captured through those compliance forms and panels. So that's been added to the new tool, People Analytics, that you need for any reporting with Onboarding 2. These are further details on how to implement the compliance bundle for the United States in Onboarding 2. This has been added in especially for this release, and it's a partial implementation of the whole compliance bundle. So we don't have the E-Verify integration yet, but we can begin to explore the functionality, and we can begin to capture the tax withholding forms and other forms in onboarding as of this release. As mentioned before, the compliance pack or the compliance bundle that's been added in to the module in this release is not complete, so it's not fully there yet. It's not everything that we have in the previous version of onboarding. So to better give you an overview of what's actually here, SuccessFactors provided a link to that overview, and you can find the link on the slide. So simply just click the link, follow that, and you'll be taken to a subpage where you can then browse through the different documents or the different forms that's there for the US at the moment. We have a new dashboard now added, so if you choose to use the compliance bundle in the module, you can add in the permission to access a new style dashboard where we have a more detailed overview of the status of the whole compliance piece. So this is only relevant if you're actually going to use any of the compliance forms. Otherwise, you can just stick with the old dashboard. Be aware that you can, if you're not thorough in enabling and disabling different permissions, as you can see on this slide and the next, you can potentially end up with having access to both the old style dashboard and the new style dashboard. So just need to pay close attention to make sure that you get access to the dashboard that you really need. The screenshot here shows you the new compliance style dashboard. So you can see you now have access to more detailed information on this initial view in the dashboard, and you can choose to deep dive even further into details in the view details section there at the right hand side of the dashboard. So this slide and the next is to further detail the US I-9 form that's been added as part of this compliance package in Onboarding 2. And also to make absolutely clear that the availability of this is not full availability, it's only limited availability due to the fact that the section 3 is not yet implemented, which means that we don't have the integration to e-verify yet. We only have the first two parts of the I-9 form implemented in the module now. All of this is detailed on the slides here and in the implementation guide as well. So please pay close attention to this if you think of starting to use this functionality already now and not wait until the full functionality is implemented. An exciting side effect of getting the compliance bundle into the module now is that the SuccessFactors have made the way to gather information for those forms. They've made that available for use by custom forms as well. They call it custom compliance forms, which is, what they chose to name it. But basically, this means that we can now capture data in a much more user-friendly format. So we're able to configure a type of screen that resembles the form and the content of the form much more than we were able to before this. Needs to be said that this is for partners only, and it is quite technical solution. So it's definitely something that will complicate a project if you want to go for using this, but definitely seen from the user side of things, it's a great addition to the module, and it's much more user friendly than the previous way of capturing data. As with the addition to the people analytics piece, adding in the option to report on compliance data, SuccessFactors also added in all the data protection and privacy settings needed and options needed for the whole compliance piece as well. So this is just to state that this is part of the module. It's natively there if you choose to use the compliance piece. In the previous releases of Onboarding 2, we had a few limitations as to which notification templates we could control using business rules. Now we have had a few more added to the list of notification templates that can be controlled by the business rules, which is nice. So adding in even more versatility to that part of the system as well. We have had added functionality now to notifications, enabling us to add attachments dynamically to notifications. And this is done by using business rules. So we can set up business rules to determine which attachments to go with which notifications under what circumstances. So that makes this a quite powerful addition to the functionality of the notifications. There's a demo video briefly just taking you through how that's set up and what it looks like in the system, and you can find that link to the video on the slide here. Sometimes we see clients want to use different formats or conventions, naming conventions or ranges for the IDs used with the system here. So this new functionality then supports that. So now we can build the business rule enabling that to be also supported by onboarding. So when you push people through from recruitment into onboarding, you can get the correct ID allocated / created for your new hire, and that can then stay with them all the way through that process, all the way into EC, making it faster available for downstream systems to pick up on that. Now we have a new hire, that will be getting this particular ID, and then all the downstream systems can start to be set up.
That was the end of this release briefing by GP Strategies. We hope you enjoyed it and got good value from it. In case you have any questions or concerns, please do reach out to us for more guidance and clarification. Please also visit our homepage to view other release briefings. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.